flyer gets in their way. We get the draw through Eternities, which is really nice. Now I guess the question is, can they deal with this flyer? Or hello, good game. Welcome back, you filthy ghouls and goblins. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure to like the video to show that support. Today we'll be playing the 100 card historic Friday Night Magic Brawl event. This is a big, huge deck. We've got Simic, Ramp, Blue, and Green. I don't know really what to say about it. It's great. The historic Brawl is probably the most fun that you can have in Magic the Gathering right now. I wish there was a full-time queue for it, and I also wish both Brawl queues would have a rank to them as well, just to draw more people into it, because they're all about climbing that rank, and I think that it would just really help the environment as a whole. But hey, that's on another video. Let's get into the deck. If you're looking for any additional information, you can find it within the Linktree link in the description below, or give it a Google, right? Easy peasy. Let's talk about the deck though, right? Alright, so seeing as it is 100 cards, I'm not going to break them each down individually in depth. We're going to go over general strategies and synergies, the modalities included. We have a 3.7 average mana value with 55 non-creatures and 10 creatures. Keep in mind it's a 100 card deck, right? And with that, we have 34 land so that we can balance that ratio out accordingly. A lot of ramp within the deck, right? We've got everything from Abundant Harvest, Growth Spiral, we have Nissa in here, we have Eureka Moment, Cultivate, so there's lots of ramp within the deck, and then we're utilizing a lot of that ramp on some big spells, right? We have both creatures and non-creatures. Hydroid Krasis is great, utilizing that ramp, getting us a good draw. Something like Mass Manipulation, taking all of our opponent's creatures, which is pretty cool. We also have an Agent of Treachery to help take our opponent's creatures as well. We're using Omniscience to just free cast everything, which is pretty cool, so we can start flying through our deck. At light speed, Magic Mirror for the big draw, Ugin for the field control, Jadzi for the free cast and the ramp through the Oracle, All Runs Epiphany for the double turn. The Mastery for the land ramp, Epiphany for counterspell. There's a lot of counter magic within the deck. We have also the ability to bounce all of the things back to our opponent's hands with things like River Rebuke, Flood of Tears, both doing that job very effectively. We've got, a little bit of counter or general tempo disruption, plus, more draw. Again, disruption and draw, ramp, Time Warp for another turn like Allround, Jace for the scry and draw, which is really nice, Inscription to bounce our opponent's baddies, and then Archmage is one of the rare creatures that we have in the deck whenever we're casting via the Magecraft. We get to draw a card, which is really nice, which is much like the Wavebreak Hippocamp that's also included in the deck for the same reason. Rewind for counter, God Kefnet, so we're not emptying our hand, we're copying spells, casting those, so it's like double. The Sky Summoner, again, whenever we're casting, we're creating 2/2s, kind of fill up the field. More stealing of our opponent's creatures through Tempted by Auric. Harmonize is great just for a draw. Scapeshift because we're utilizing Field of the Dead in the deck as well, which is pretty nasty. Tamiyo for the -3 to grab something from our graveyard, which is really nice. The Amulet to copy things, that's nasty. Blue Zenith Sun for the draw, that's always quite nice. The Mastery as well. Uro because it's busted, Command because it's busted. The Grip here, it's not bad. It triggers the Magecraft and it can be searched for if we need it. Balaged Recovery, again, taking things from our grave. Counter. Draw through Narset. I love and miss Narset so much. Counter, Tempo Disruption, draw. Solve the Equation I love because we can search for things like the Corsarian Grip or something that's more specific to the equation. Midnight Clock because it's great, the intervention, more counters, draws, the treasure map for consistency, the tome for consistency, the gateway for late game BMs, Arcane Signet for ramp and consistency, growth spiral, regrowth from the grave, counterspell, tempo bounce, counterspell, Barrel, reducing the cost of our goodies, and then whenever we're countering our opponent's goodies, we get to draw and discard, which is quite nice, helping us cycle through the deck. multiple choice, doing, you know, all of the above. Stern Dismissal for the bounce, tempo, opt, and brainstorm, you know, for the consistency there, alongside Abundant Harvest. We do have our crafter as our commander, Elf Druid. Whenever you cast your first spell each turn, which is why we have so many instances, because we can do this on our turn and on their turn, right? We get to look at the top card of our library and cast it without paying its mana cost if it is a spell with lesser converted mana value. If not, we draw it, which is fine as well. So I like the deck. Maya likes the deck. Of course, we have all of the different lands, everything from the Castle Vantress to the Faceless Haven, and then all of the uniquely named lands to turn on our Field of the Dead, which is just a bonus to the deck, which is a lot of fun. So, you know, that's the quick route to the deck without breaking it all down super in depth. I'm sure you got a good idea of exactly how it's going to operate now. Again, to overview, ramp with those spells early on, you know, try to control the field with the bounce effects, the tempo bounces, and then, you know, make your way into some of those more expensive spells and try to survive and gain control. And if you can, you're going to be in a nice spot just because of all the draw effects within the deck, and it's a 100-card deck, which is a big woof. So thank you guys all for tuning into the deck tech portion of the video. We're going to bust into today's Friday Night Magic gameplay footage of course, breaking down the play lines and interactions so you can see this bad boy in action. And of course, we'll wrap up with my final thoughts and deck review after that. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like the video if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe to the channel to partake in our contests and giveaways. And if you're looking for more information, you want to support the channel, jump into our link tree in the description below or give it a Google. Enjoy, and I'll see you soon to wrap up after this. Going first, it's not so bad, but it's not great. Let's take the mulligan. This looks much better. Nice land. Mine's in studio. I wish I could have her as my commander. And we're off to the races, right? Snarl in untapped. Cool beans. Go spiral up next. Oh, that's good. Let's pass our turn. Alright, there's a Cobra. That's fine. Cobra's a good card to pull in your top 100. Enters tapped. We don't pay for life. There we go. And now here's the weird question. Do we go right for it? Or do we keep ramping? That would give us 3 mana. We could do X equals 2. We could bounce the Cobra. I think let's just go right with it. Try to get that draw engine going. I'm not sure they have removal. Wow, what a turn 2. Turn 3. That's ridiculous. That's so friggin' good. I'm not going to bounce it. We could just, you know, cast for 2, draw a card. Right, Skyron, draw a card's not bad. Let's see if we can pull this around. Those are some nasty startup plays. All right, let's try it again. I mean, we could cast this for 0. If it's a spell with lesser mana value. If not, it just goes into our hand. So it would just be a draw. We don't really want that. What we do want to do is Time Warp on top of her, though. Hey, Maya, do you think she'll survive? I do not. But hey, we have to try. You gotta go big. Sometimes you get it. That Cobra is aggressive. Oh, that's a big Seagate. Nice. They have 2 mana up. I think we should be safe. Explore. Decent. So good. And another land. And another land, back up to 2 mana. Woof. Into an Arcane Signet. Into a Cultivate. And then, of course, this says whenever you tap land for mana, you add 1 mana of any land that produced. So they're tapping lands for 2. Which is crazy. They still have 2 mana available. Down to 1, no blocks. My gosh. My gosh. Alright, let's just go after it. Take an extra turn. No! Hit for 2, we get another turn. We could hold up a counterspell. It's too bad that like I want to make a token of you know, our boy. Let's see, Eureka Moment. Just a land. Lame. More land. 1, 2, that would be 3. And I think we can still play untapped. So we can cast multiple choice for 3. Which would be X equals 2. They return a creature they control to their hands. Oh no, it would be 4 for 3. Which would be create a token. Let's just reduce the cost here. Hit for 2. They do get a turn without counter magic up. If we can Omniscience into an Agent, into an Epiphany, though, we're sitting pretty. Stack 2 creatures. Oh my gosh. Okay. Take action, that's fine. We have 8 available mana. We do need 10, which is kind of crazy. It was 9 because we were reducing the cost of our instances of sorceries with Borrow. Okay, that's fine. We could just take it. Ooh, Field of Ruin. Not good. Wow. Okay, we're getting wild out on now. What? Nice. Oh my god. What the heck? What in the hell? We need to top deck Flood of Tears. That is nasty, yo. I can't even explain that. Wow. Oh my god. Woo! Alright, we're just out here trying to have fun, and our opponent's like, no, 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 no. I've been building this deck for a while. Check out my GOLOS, bro. That is insane! How do you get so lucky? Nice. Get bodied, bro. Woof. Well, that was something else. That last match was an absolute oof to the woof. I say we keep it. Just winging it. Playing against the Skyblade. How do people get these frickin' turn 1s? That's so good. So good. Oh yeah. We should just... Well, we can do that next turn. Right? If we're looking for a land, like, we can just brainstorm to find the land. Hit for 1, that's okay. Man, that sucks. We should probably just draw a card. Right? Where X is different mana values. So if you get a 1-drop, a 2-drop, a 3-drop. It's going to be hard. I don't know if we'll get it, but I would love to cast this Omniscience. But then is our life going to be above 10 by the time we're in 5 turns? Let's pass our turn. I mean, we can do it all instant speed anyways, right? It's the only thing that's sorcery speed. We definitely want the land, is the thing. I don't want to miss our Archmage on turn 4, which has been lucky for us. Even Kefnet turn 4 might be alright, and then we're not burning through our hand as quickly. Yes. Well, that's a thing. We draw 3, then we put 2 on top. So land can go on top, and it doesn't really matter. This is a green land. Which kind of sucks. So we want to be casting... well, we can't cast anything, actually. We don't have the correct colors. It doesn't matter. We'll put Omniscience below the land. We can do our draw here. And then we're getting rid of one of our 4-drops. Maybe a 3-drop. And we don't really have a 4-drop, so this can come in tapped. We'll pick green. And then we're ending our turn. We do have a bounce effect within our command here if we need. Giving our passage and brainstorm back to the deck. Nothing special, just, you know, trying to stay alive a little longer. Wow. And we didn't top deck a land, which hurts. Let's just take the draw. And then we have Stern Dismissal up. Unfortunately, this is going to go to 6/6 right away. The first strike would have given the lifelink, so we would have got hit for 11 there. That's why we bounced the Baneslayer instead of the 6/6. And it costs more for them to replay. So they can't double play on us. But this is still like a freaking god hand. That puts us at 6. We're at 7 soon. We're doing 2 permanents. This is sorcery speed. And we can't afford to kick it. So that's 4 mana. That leaves us with 2. Yeah. So just staying alive as long as we can. We do have either the Gateway or a Counterspell. I imagine we're going to be Counterspelling here. Right, we're playing to 7 mana next turn. So it really sucks if they have a land to play their Baneslayer underneath it. I imagine they do. No, they don't. Let's get lucky with this counterspell. We need to get one of our 4-drops under the gateway. Come on, Baneslayer. I know you want to. Good card, man. Don't remove us. Are you kidding me? Oh, that sucks. Well, this would be 0 mana cost, right? But we want to keep our land. Let's toss Kefnet. Losing the draw engine there is massive, feels bad. So we can still hold up our counterspell, even though it's going to cost 4. We have a 3-drop, we have a 4-drop. Needing 3 more cards exiled with the gateway. Hit for 3 here, sucks. We're going to counter the Baneslayer, but then it's going to come right back with Elspeth Conquers Death, which sucks. But we need the draw anyways. Let's get that going. Okay, our turn. Things are still super expensive. We could opt, but I don't think that's great. We could just look for a land. Or we could look for Flood of Tears. Tamiyo's really hard. In this deck, the minus is probably best for the Stern Dismissal.
Honor to meet you.
Or we just hold up the straight up counterspell. Hard to say. Maybe just the inscription for the double bounce might be best. Then we're getting 2 of them. And that way we can still exile a card. I think our opt. And that's going to be a 1-drop, a 1-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. Under our gateway. It's either that or we cast it right here for the Magecraft. And that's probably a better decision. So they still have all 5 mana here, which is awkward. They're thinking about it, right? They have 5 mana. You know, what do we have going on? We're going to get hit for 3 down to 11 here. Gaining 5 life and transforming the gateway will be nice. Let's take a draw, just a land. I mean, the counter is fairly nice. Seeing as we don't have one in our hand right now, I think it's a good idea.
become too involved with my work.
Or we discard it. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's discard the lapse. Just cycling it away. Mass manipulation is pretty good here. Let's get that blue land out. And we have 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could take control of 2 of their creatures. They do have protection on it, though, which is pretty groovy. So we need to cast this for 4. Can we kick this yet? We can. I think that's our best bet, hey? Scry 2, draw 2, and then creating an XX, which will be a 4/4. So these creatures get bounced. We scry 2, draw 2, and we make the illusion. Plus we draw first through the Archmage, so it's actually going to be a 5/5. The protection goes across. That opens up our mass manipulation. Cultivate can go. 3 or less. We'll send that down. Grabbing some land. That's pretty cool. As always. No attacks. And then we'll end our turn. 3 cards underneath. We have 3, 2, 4. Heliod in play. That's good. We get hit for a bunch here. We do drop our 10th land, though. And then we're casting from our hands for free! So, do we mass manipulation, take everything they have? Or do we just start bouncing things? Let's bounce things and then take everything they have. Putting a... Will the land count as 0? Or should we just be smart? I want to try the land. I think it works. So, here's the question. We just bounce all these things, right? We take the draw. The mass manipulation seems nice, but I don't want to get burned if there's a counterspell or like anything like this. Okay. So they're bouncing that. So it escapes. It doesn't escape, though, because it comes back too soon, before it even resolves. And now they still all get bounced. Okay, lucky for us. Lucky for us. And then we need our last card in there, which we don't have unless it's Omniscience. But I don't want to do that. Let's take a nice hit. Tome in play. Tome can draw. Not worried about the counter magic right now. Their angel rebounds into their hand, which is pretty cool. That's not something I've seen of. Alright. Level 2 of the match begins here. Baneslayer out. Let's take our draw. Alright, so land in play. Omniscience goes out. And that should be pretty cool. Actually, does that bone us? I think that bones us. I think I messed that up. I think they win the game because of that. Yeah, my bad. Let's just cast for 0. Right, an instant or source. So we can still make the flyer that gets in their way, at the very least, right? And we have a rewind, which will be good. So we're gonna just destroy target enchantment, which I guess is our tome, because we can't submit 0. Yeah. Flyer gets in their way. We get the draw through Eternities, which is really nice. Now, I guess the question is, can they deal with this flyer? Or should we... We can flip this last minute. No, we can't, because these are both 4 drops. I think we should create a second flyer. But I don't know. Let's hit for 7. They could beat us here. No, it looks like we're good. All is well. So now I hope they flood to the field and we can just take all their stuff. So the flyers are great. The untapping of our mana is irrelevant. If we get a good draw, it's nice. We can flip our gateway. We have a 0, 2, 3, 4. This is a 2 as well, so that doesn't work. We can cycle our Mindful Desert here, or we could maybe even just play it. Let's cycle it. Another 2-drop. Our turn. Magic Mirror's popping off now. Woo! Okay, we're all set. We are quite literally good to go. Field of the Dead's going to pop off for us as well. Earl's going to gain us some life. Yeah, we're not spending any of our mana yet, which is pretty neat. Land and play. Okay, we got this. We got this. We got it, you guys. Double turn for 0. Create a flyer. Get a draw. Good game. We did it. We did it. We got some really nice matches with a cool Simic ramp deck that's all about taking your baddies away from you. Let's do a quick overview, break it down, and talk about this week's Friday Night Magic event. This looks like it could be good. I mean, we do have a Cultivate treasure map as well. Let's try to find that third land. Once we get the map flipped into the cove, it's a little bit nicer. And that is the third land. Decent. So treasure map in play, an artifact in which we can tap for 1 to scry, putting a landmark counter on it. Then if there are 3 or more landmark counters on it, remove those counters, transform the treasure map, and create 3 treasures. At which point we can tap the cove to sacrifice our treasures, which is, you know, really quite nice. I'm worried about removal, so I don't want to be playing any of the creatures. Let's just get ahead of our opponent. And then hopefully there's nothing crazy this turn. I mean, they can definitely play their Galazeth, which we're not prepared for. Let's see if they go for it. No, they do go in with the Wellspring instead. All these are great because they act as mana for Galazeth. And again, I'm sure they have removal. So we're probably just going to kill out. We can search for our beloved bounce effect. Yeah, so 3, we hold up Tail's End. It would have to be legendary. Let's just risk it. Let's pull out the removal that they have for us. And, you know, if it's anything crazy, we have Tail's End. Unfortunately, we don't have anything else. We can scry, putting the landmark counter on the map. It's a big deck that I just made, and there is the removal. It's just a simple Frostbite. And I didn't think they'd have it because, you know, it's a 100-card deck and you're only allowed 1 copy of them, right? So it was a risk I wanted to take, but, you know, I'd rather lose the Hippo than Eternities, right? Because it's not just on our opponent's turn, it's every turn now. And they go up to 2 available mana here, which is frustrating. We can simply bounce Galazeth back, but I don't know if that's great either. Not countering it. For some reason. I guess I just clicked right through it. I don't think it's super important. I'd rather get the scry here. Because we're just going to have to deal with it over and over again. So sadly, you know, we're just passing our turn. Hopefully, you know, they cast an artifact or enchantment here. Let's just throw those cards back in our library. Bounce Galazeth back. We hold a Counterspell now if they're going to replay it. They have enough mana. You know, they could tap the 3 artifacts, 4 mana, counter us, and then still play it. And they could have a Counterspell on our Counterspell as well, right? We use Tail's End here. It's more specific than just the Counterspell. And there's a good chance that they could counter our Tail's End here, I think. Yeah, Walrus Disruption gets us. Dirty dogs. Alright, so it's back in play. You know, they get another treasure. That's 3 for them. It's a good matchup for our opponent because the ETB effect is great, right? So we have Archmage Eternities in play, which I appreciate. Hopefully they leave it alone. They want to counter it here. Dang it. Which sucks because we're going to need to get it in play, but then we don't have protection for it, right? I say let's just play it out. Let's counter their stroke. It's a draw engine, right? We should really try to protect it. It's either that or we wait till next turn and play a crafter. But if we draw land, you know, we can do that with the equation and the crafter as well, so. We're vulnerable, right? We are vulnerable. 100-card decks, Golden Egg draws a card. They still have a ton of mana. And the artifact can be used as mana immediately as well. Do they get more removal? If they do, it's probably close to endgame for us, but we could grab Flood of Tears, bounce everything. We do reveal it, so they see it coming. We get the land, in tapped though, so we wouldn't have protection from it. Is Flood of Tears where we want to go with this? Just to bounce everything? It's only Galazeth. What we should have included within the deck So we're close to Scape Shift too. I mean, they do have to replay it all. I think that's good for us. I do think it's Flood of Tears. The Primal Command could be nice too. Really hard to say. Yikes. Or we just take a Counterspell for the Crafter. That could be smart too. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. That hurts. That hurts. That hurts. Let's take our command. And then we still get the scry. Interesting. The plot thickens. We should have taken Flood of Tears. I can't believe we didn't take Flood of Tears there, right? Oh, man. That would have been sick. I believe Flood of Tears would have given us the Ugin for free. Where is it? Cycling the Shark. Flood of Tears would have been deadly. My bad. They might have counter magic too. I can't even find it. The deck is too big. It's too big. And I am just like blind. Where are you? Oh, there it is. For 6 mana, return all non-land permanents to their owner's hand. If you return 4 or more permanent non-tokens you control, so we wouldn't. So, we don't really care about their library. We're gonna just bounce everything. We probably just want to gain life. I mean, I don't know if Primal Command is the greatest pick there. We do want to grab our creature. Dun, 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 dun. Probably Uro here. Or even our Eternal God, because it's always going to be around, just in their way. But Uro is like probably the best VM for us. So, 1 land off the top would be ideal. Right? We're just shy of transforming this. Oh no, that's the... Is this the 3rd treasure counter on it now? So that will actually be our 8th land. Very nice. Okay, they nuke it. They nuke it, they nuke it, they nuke it. So we still get to scry this away. Looking for a land. Worst case, Uro finds the land. Could double down with the Crafter and Uro, potentially as well. Right? I don't know how we've just pulled all of our basic lands and not unique lands. It seems kind of weird, but whatever, right? So let's get the Crafter out. They could counter it. We don't mind. I would actually prefer that they counter everything we do here. So Uro in next, gaining 3 life, which is great. And we also get to draw a card. And if it's a land, we get to put it into play. It's not. And then Uro is sent to exile into the escape zone. To the underworld! Okay! They're gonna nuke our Crafter. My first time playing the deck, so I'm not super tuned in with it. Primal Command is a good card. Finding us Uro's great. I'm not entirely sure if it was the best play, and I didn't want to take too much time to think about it because, you know, it's a YouTube video. We need to go, 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 right? There's a bunch of different ways we could go. I just wanted consistency. That's really good. Nice. Just a massive explosion. You gotta love that. And that gives them a full hand. So we were feeling confident before. That's all gone out the window. No! Right. I mean, all of these are colorless, so it is not actually that great. Down to 10. And there's guaranteed counter magic there, which is going to bone us, right? They have unlimited mana here. It's ridiculous. And we don't even top deck land. Let's get Uro in the fray again. We can counter unless they pay 1, but they can definitely pay 1 through all their artifacts. We're just looking for a land. Thank you. And it's still basics. Like, what's up with this? Look at all these, like, organic, unique lands I have in the deck. Not getting them. We do have our 8th land, so we can Ugin. I'm worried that they have counter magic, though. Alright, Disdainful Stroke, Warrior's Disruption. So it is there, and they've got a full friggin' hand. So, we're gonna be okay. Nice. And they can definitely pay for that, right? Twice X, so unless they pay 4, they just take it from us. That's a great Brawl card. We should have played that as our own. Big hit. Do they pull a counterspell here? That would be godlike. It's hard. There's so many cards to look through in your deck. It's like, what do I take? And they do take a counterspell. I won't give them the satisfaction. Ayo, River! So, the deck, it works, right? We've seen it work. But within the historic card pool, there is some crazy stuff. Like, we watched our opponent while out on us just as hard as we did to our opponents, which is great. Like, I really like Brawl because it's something that I don't play a lot, I think. The matches feel more unique, even if it is the same deck on the same deck multiple times, because, you know, the card pool is unique. There's 60 of, there are 100 of unique cards, right? And this makes the playing lines less consistent, which brings, you know, replayability into it, in my eyes. Not that normal matches don't, but it definitely increases that factor, which I really appreciate. So I wish there was ranked queue to draw more people into it. I wish there was a full-time historic Brawl, and I honestly wouldn't mind if historic Brawl was 100 cards, right? If regular Brawl 60 cards, sure. Historic Brawl 100 cards, I'm game. I like that. That's one step closer to full-out Commander, and again, with those extra 40 cards, it's just increasing, you know, the variables within those matches, which I really, really like. So cheers. Let me know if you guys liked the video. Of course, if you reach out to your favorite content creators and tell them that you love a specific kind of content, we can do our best to, you know, kind of show our opinion on that as well. And then, you know, hopefully Wizards eventually kind of listens to the boys and the ladies of the Magic content creation world, and we can get you know, some cool stuff like this rolling within the game full time, because it's just a matter of you know, keeping the client base or the player base engaged, and I think this is a great way to do it. So let me know what you thought, not only of the deck, but the 100 card Historic Brawl event in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a magical day. Make sure to like the video if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe to the channel and check out our Linktree link in the description below. Give it a Google. We'll see you soon in the next.